recalling of cabinet ministers by CPN Unified Socialist to replace them with a fresh set of ministers yesterday has rippled the national politics. The sudden move was described as a one done to fulfill a rotational policy of the party. And if this is true, the system further highlights the ugly side of Nepali politics that is not based on performance but participation. In the meantime, the decision has also exerted undue pressure on other parties in the ruling bloc. Good morning, I'm Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. CPN Unified Socialist calls back 4 of its ministers. Khatiwada, Jhakri, Ale and Kisan Shrestha make way for Mithmarni, Kunwar, Jivan Ram and Khapung. Parties intensify campaign for the provincial and general elections. The ruling alliance favors poll partnership, the main opposition aiming to dent the ruling bloc. Russian President Putin warns that it will expand the list of targets in Ukraine if Western countries send long-range weapons to Kyiv. The warning comes amid renewed strikes on Ukraine capital. And Wales qualify for the World Cup for the first time in 64 years after edging past Ukraine in a playoff for this year's finals in Qatar. In a sudden and dramatic move, ruling coalition partners CPN Unified Socialist has called back its 4 ministers from the government and replaced them with a fresh set of ministers. A secretariat meeting of the Unified Socialist yesterday decided to summon Health Minister Birod Khatiwada, Minister for Urban Development Ramkumari Jhakri, Tourism Minister Prem Ale and Minister for Labour Kishan Kumar Shrestha. The party has also decided to recommend 4 new ministers and 1 state minister to the government. The new recommendation comprised the names of Mithmarni Chaudhary, Sher Bahadur Kunwar, Jivan Ram Shrestha and Bhavani Khapung, who was previously serving in the capacity of the state minister. Likewise, Hira Chandra Kesi has been recommended as the Minister for State. A source from the Unified Socialists said that the new ministers would be sworn in by Tuesday. The source also said that the new appointments is done following the rotational party policy. Political analysts have, however, called the move by Unified Socialist as sudden and ill-timed. Political analyst Hari Roka viewed that the appointment, based on what is said a rotational policy instead of performance, does not augur well for the future of democracy and the nation by large. With just 2 weeks after the conclusion of the local level elections, the parties have intensified their campaign for the provincial and general elections. The ruling alliance has started reviewing its performance and formulating forthcoming strategies for the upcoming polls, while the main opposition, CPN-UML, still simmering from its dismal show at the local polls, is trying to make most of the loopholes in the coalition if there is any. Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba has already made his intentions clear regarding the hosting of provincial and general elections by November. Premier Deuba's aspirations match with the preparations of the Election Commission, which has recommended round about same time to host the upcoming elections in 2 phases. The ruling and opposition parties have taken the urgency regarding a safe position in the remaining 2 layers of election. The ruling parties have adopted a strategy of keeping the coalition intact for the provincial and general elections. The main opposition, CPN-UML, in the meantime, has formulated strategies to break the coalition with lucrative offers. The government has provided an additional 1% waiver in the concessional loan being provided to the marginalized communities in the country. However, in the face of lengthy official process, the targeted group is not able to access the facility. A study conducted by the central bank has revealed that the concessional loan provided by the government to the marginalized community has not reached the target group. The government, through this policy, has a strategy to boost domestic productivity and entrepreneurship by encouraging young businesses. However, the facility is more or less availed by old business and influential people. The government, in the meantime, has increased an additional waiver of 1% in the concessional loan provided to the marginalized communities. It's been 3 years since the program came into effect, as 760 million rupees has been sanctioned by some 1,100 people under the scheme. On the contrary, 91,000 people have availed of concessional loan received without collateral, suggesting that only 1% of the marginalized community has received the concessional loan services. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked in several provinces who should take the ownership to save the environment. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
विकाससँगै वातावरण संरक्षण गर्ने
कुइनी फललाई र नकुइनी फललाई छुट्टा-छुट्टै व्यवस्था गर्नु पर्यो।
पोलिथिन जताउई फाल्नु भएन हामीले।
प्लास्टिकहरु डडालेको अवस्था छ, त्यसलाई डडाल्न भएन।
फोहोर मैलाहरुलाई राम्रो व्यवस्थापन गर्दिने
व्यक्ति आफै जिम्मेवार हुनुपर्छ।
प्रदूषण कम गर्नुपर्छ।
बोट बिरुवाहरु काट्नु हुँदैन, रोपेको बिरुवालाई हुर्काउने गर्नुपर्छ। ठाउँमा डस्टबिन राख्ने, फोहोर नगर्ने,
पानीका मुहानहरुको संरक्षण गर्नु पर्यो।
वृक्षारोपण गर्नुपर्छ।
Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: what's your take on the marginalized community not being able to access concessional loan? Your options are A, procedural hassles, B, lack of reach, and C, nexus of influentials. Voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.